Hey, it's me, Alex, and welcome to Bang on a Synth, the YouTube channel that would love to encourage you to just take whatever musical sound producing object is around you and have all kinds of fun sounding. Just make some sounds, have fun. Today on Bang on a Synth, we are going to do a deep dig into row your boat. Maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you're not, it's not going to matter. We're going to use row your boat because it's in a lot of ways the perfect introduction to music kind of a song. It has like a walk up and a walk down and an octave and a chord, and that's all it has. It doesn't have like a whole lot of other distractions. It just has a bunch of easy pieces that can be really useful for beginning musician, keyboard, learning to do this thing kind of people. If you watched my last video, you know where the C, D, and the E are, and if you didn't, just recap real quick. You'll see groups of 2 black notes and groups of 3 black notes, and in between the group of 2 black notes, that's where the D is. And immediately to the white key, immediately to the left of that is the C key, and the white key immediately to the right of that is the E key. So you have C, D, and E, and that's mostly what we're going to need. If you can find those, the C and the D right in the middle and the E right to the right, C, D, E, we're going to use that a lot. It's, it's it's row your boat. There it is. C, 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 D, E. C, 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 D, E. Yeah. You got it, and we just barely began. Scratching the surface, and you probably got a bit of a handle on it. You got this. So sometimes in music, all the terminology and the language and the vocabulary is intimidating, and it chases people off before they really get started. You really don't, first of all, you don't really need to know what all those words even mean to have a fun time sounding. Last time we did some percussion stuff. And you can do that all day without knowing what any of these names, note names, the A's and the B's and the C's and all that. But if you are willing to invite any of those music terms into your brain, the one that I really highly recommend is the one that's called a chord. When you know what a chord is and how to make a chord, then music it can get a lot more intentional. And if you think it's like really difficult or some kind of science math madness, check this out. Let me show you like an easy way to sort of make a chord. You just pick let's pick any white key to make it simple, any of them, and then just skip one and hit the next one, and then skip one and hit the next one. Okay, and you just take those 3 keys, and in most cases those will be a chord. They have sophisticated names. Some of them are called a minor chord and some of them are called a major chord, and really there's a little bit more to it than that, but not a lot more to it than that. So yeah, just you hit one and you skip one and hit the next one, and you skip one and hit the next one, and that'll be a chord. When you hit them all 3 at the same time, it usually makes a pretty good sound. So in point of fact, you can take this shape with your fingers, and that percussive playing the piano thing we were doing before, you can do that and have all kinds of fun with it. Seriously, trust me, I've done it. You can just you don't know anything about music. All you know is just skip one, hit the next one, and skip one and hit the next one, and you can just. That is easy. Oh my goodness. There is no reason why we should not be making sounds and having fun. So how that relates to Row 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 Your Boat is that there's a thing called a C chord, and it is the C, and you skip the D and press the E, and you skip the F and press the G. Now a chord, it could be struck all at once where you strike all three of them, the C and the E and the G all at the same time like this, or sometimes they're just hit one at a time. And so later on, when we're really getting into it with the Row 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 Your Boat, there's going to be a chord played backwards. Don't let that, intimidate you or distract you or anything. It's just sort of like a. So let's really learn this Row 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 Your Boat thing. It starts with the C, which is that white key that's immediately to the left of your D key, and you just hit that 3 times because there's 3 rows, row, 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 and they're all the same pitch, the same note, the same sonic value there. So it's just row, 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 row. Yep. And then when you're done with your row, 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 then you're going up to a little bit of a higher pitch for the your, which is just your is sort of, you don't emphasize that a lot. You just barely touch it. You're like row, 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 your, and then move on. But boat, you really want to land on that boat, that E key right here. So it's row, row, row your boat. Yeah. Yeah, you could practice that for a while until you feel comfortable. You can pause the video. You can rewind the video. It's YouTube. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, just sit there for a while with that until you got a handle on it. That C, 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 D, E. That's good. And yeah, if you get practicing that for a little while, you can get comfortable with that. And when you're ready to move on, it's just it's your walk. It's called a walk up when you're hitting the keys right next to each other, which is another fun thing that you could do without knowing anything about music. You could just. Doesn't that sound musical? It's easy. But yeah, you're walking up, but in your row, row, row your boat walk up, there's like a head fake, like if you're ever playing basketball or football or something, you sort of like fake left and go right. So row, row your boat, it has one of those where you're walking up, but you just fake left for a second. So it's sort of like C, 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 D, E. And then you're going to hit that E again, but instead of keep walking up, you're going to go back for a second and then go up. So it's C, 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 D, E, E, D, E, F, G. Yeah, you just go down for real quick. It's like C, 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 D, E, E, D, E, F, G. Oops. And yeah, just practice that for a while until you get comfortable with that too. C, 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 D, E, E, D, E, F, G. And when you get comfortable with that, then we're going to play something. It's called an octave. If you don't want to memorize the word octave, and if you don't care too much about what octave means, it's not that important. It just really means the next same note value as that. So this is a C, and then 1 octave up is just the next C. And 1 octave up from there is the next C. Those are the different C's. There's a C down here too. Okay, so after you do your... Then you're going to hit an octave. Oh man, would you believe that my camera ran out of room to record right in the middle of me teaching you how to play row your boat? Well, wouldn't you believe it? I have no reason to lie to you about that. Anyway, I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but I think it was something about octaves where you play this lower C and then play this higher C, so that after your row your boat gently down the stream, you can play this C that is higher, and then you can play this chord backwards with the G, E, C. Those are the merrilies. Octave, chord, 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 going backwards. Because you're not going C, E, G, you're going G, E, C. And if you know the song, if you're familiar with the lyrics, there are 3 syllables in the word merrily. You know, merrily, 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 merrily. But nobody's really walking around the room checking your work. You can hit them once. You know, you can be like, bing, 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 bing. That's fine. Or you can, you can go for the full gusto and do all of them with the 3. You know, whatever. It's all good. But anyway, that's just to say that the walk up after the walk up, row your boat, and the head fake gently down the stream. You do this octave. You go downwards on your chord, your G, E, C, and all you have left is just a walk down from G back down to C. If that went too fast, don't worry about it. We're going to break it down into pieces. The first piece is just your walk up, your C, 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 D, E. Second piece is just your head fake, where you're still going up. You're starting with your E, and you're going up to G, but you just go down for a quick second. E, D, E, F, G. Okay, then it's your octave. Or you can put 3 because it's merrily. And then your chord going from G down to C, where it's G, E, C. Because this is the first merrily, is your octave, and then these are the other 3 merrilies with your chord going down. And then it's just a walk down from G down to C, and that's it, and you're done. And you just practice those individually, and then when when you're comfortable with all of them, you just put it all together. Gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Anywho, that's why I think that Row Your Boat is such a great, great, great intro song for first learning to make sense of these piano keyboard things. You can learn a whole lot just from one little song, which is relatively simple. Yeah, we can get this. So if you feel like trying to master Row Your Boat, I have courage and confidence and belief that you can get that. And if not, just do the chord thing with the skip one and hit one, skip one, hit one thing. Just have fun with that. All at the same time, or one at a time, or backwards. Man, so many sounds that we could be making, having so much fun without having to know a lot of stuff. Just bang on a synth and have a good time. All right, see you next time.